Hello, it's Free Spirit here, so welcome to this introductory brief YouTube video. So today I'm just going to explain in brief what I'm offering in 2024 going forward with me and my wife with regard to high fee life coaching and high fee spiritual mentoring for high net worth individuals, those people who can put the prices that we're asking for on the table at the start in order to work with us. So I have a website, spiritualmasterfreespirit.com. You can visit that and find out more about me and my life journey, and there's some articles on my website to summarize my spiritual journey and some of the legal challenges I've had, and as a result of refining my self-worth and purifying myself of being too cheap in the outer world, I was able to triumph above everything and become basically purified of persecution karma from the outside, and basically become healed of everything in this world through integrating a lot of high-level wisdom attained through the use of ayahuasca and also other spiritual practices not related to ayahuasca that enabled me to travel into the higher dimensions in the astral body and basically download into human form a lot of advanced level spiritual understanding. And these teachings, the place where these teachings come from, is a very purified place. It's a place of very strong power and very strong energy. And my lesson was to realize that these powerful and strong teachings also commanded a lot of money in the earth plane in order to ensure that the energy karma merit balance exchange was going to be correct going forward. So if you go to my website, to the articles, you can read up a lot about white stones and what white stones are. And basically in all these white stones that I received from Source and the astral planes is a fresh blueprint for my business. And along with those white stones, there's a lot of healing, rejuvenation. There's a lot of strong energy and power from the astral planes that's come down into physical form, and this fresh and strong energy is the energy that's been channeled into my business, which is now focused solely on working with high fee paying clients. So there's basically two areas of work where high fee paying clients can work with us, me and my wife. It can either be life coaching or it can be spiritual mentoring in the long term. So just to briefly summarize those two options. So life coaching with us is basically going to be suited for people that have a lot of money, but they feel too roped up in the matrix. They feel they're spiritually out of whack. They may have like a high paying job and a lot of money, but they feel they're not in spiritual balance, and they feel they want to become healthier, stronger, and they might feel that they want to come out of that corporate matrix setup and live a more soul-fulfilled and balanced life. And for those people roped into a corporate matrix, a spiritual mentor with an alternative outlook with a lot of life experience behind them is going to be able to help them to make the transitions that you need to make in order to become more aligned to who you really want to be, rather than being a slave to that matrix and just slogging away day after day. Because having a lot of money isn't everything if you're not free in your spirit and you're not healthy in your body, and you're not living the life that you actually want to experience on a much deeper level. So that's basically the first offering, and it's a 3-month intensive, and it's £50,000 on the table to start. And basically for that you get 3 months of me intensive. You also get access to my wife as well. In those 3 months you can basically do a complete life overhaul with us, and I can assist you to make some very big and powerful changes in your life to help you come into a more balanced and soul-fulfilled version of yourselves. And also in those intensives we can look at issues that you might have in your life that are blocking you from moving forward, and issues that if you don't resolve, it's going to cost you more money than you're actually going to be investing in us for the mentoring. So then it makes sense for you to have the life coaching, because it's going to pay off for you in the monetary sense. So that sums up the first offering. So for more information about that, you just go to the 3-month intensive on my website, and summarizes what the offering is. And there's also an option to have a discovery call with me as a one-off, just to see if that is going to be a right fit for you. So that concludes talking about the life coaching aspect. So the second aspect of what I'm offering with this downloaded fresh blueprint from source is high fee spiritual mentoring for life. And I'm also selling my life work for £1 million, which also includes access to me and my wife for 1 year. So you also get a 1 year intensive with us. You get all of my life work, and you also get an opportunity to build a lot of very big macabre structures. So you can also read up on my website exactly about what that is. And you'll also read on my website that once I realised that my life work should have been £1 million at the start, almost immediately I became purified of a legal persecution lawsuit, a lawsuit that wanted £1 million out of me in bad faith. And the day I realised that my life work was £1 million, those intentions against me failed, and basically that lawsuit cancelled itself out without any detriment to me, and ultimately I inherited the white karma stones of the dispute. So that's the offering. My life work for £1 million. You get me and my wife for 1 year intensive. You get access to my literary works, and you get access to me and my wife for 1 year intensive as in a spiritual mentoring relationship that kind of respects the value of us, and an exchange that respects the value of what I'm worth and what my work is worth and what the teachings are worth. And for ultra high net worth individuals that have £2.5 million to put on the table, then there's the option to work with us for life. You see, many people would like to have a spiritual mentor for life, but the truth is, in this reality, that costs a lot of money, and the energy exchange also has to be balanced out properly in order for it to be conducive to both sides. So the 2.5 million offering is basically going to be suited for someone that feels very spiritually aligned to the type of messages I'm bringing through on my website, aligned to some of the things I'm saying in my videos, and someone that feels that they're finished with the karma of the human race. They basically decided they're not going to take rebirth, and my expertise on the spiritual front is assisting people to make these spiritual changes and transitions necessary in order to assist them not to take rebirth. Now, not taking rebirth in the human form is actually a very difficult achievement. It's almost impossible, but not quite, if you have the right willpower and strength, if you can access the energy and power, and if you can purify yourself of human world karma, then you do have the capacity not to take rebirth, or at the very least, if you do a lot of intensive spiritual work with my teachings, you might, if you do have to come back, you might not have to come back as many times, so you can make some very strong progress in terms of changing your position on the reincarnational cycle. And that's basically the nexus of my spiritual teachings. It's about ascension, and it's about purifying yourself of the karma of rebirth. And from that perspective, that's worth a lot of money, and my star beings, they help me to realize this lesson on the earth, that I was supposed to charge a lot of money for my teachings, and the right clients would come along with the right type of money, and that's something I had to resolve with myself as part of my own karmic journey. I had to recognize my self-worth, and I had to extricate myself from a lot of light worker karma in the human race, which is all about degrading spiritual teachers and going on with this nonsense that spiritual teachers, and more so spiritual masters, aren't allowed to handle money, when they're basically trading in the most valuable thing there is, and that is concentrated spiritual wisdom. So when you read through my website, you'll understand, if you've got a lot of intelligence and wisdom, you'll understand some of the very strong, powerful experiences I've had to become purified of light worker karma, and to step totally out of that, and to embody a fresh blueprint in my business that works for me and my wife. And ultimately, because it works for me and my wife, is then going to work for the people that I'm working with. So that basically sums up the introduction videos. I have put a few podcasts out there as philosophical integration material, and that's material that you can listen to for free, and if any of that material makes sense to you, then it's possible you're more aligned to working with me. Like some of the things I write and say, it doesn't align to many people, and that's the way it is, because the type of energy that I'm channeling through from the astral planes is extremely unique. It's quite rare. I've had some very rare and unusual experiences, and I don't believe that many other people have had these experiences. I don't believe many people can actually learn from me, hence the necessity of refining the price and sharpening up the terms of the energy exchange. So I'm not like someone that's gonna produce lots of free content. I don't believe in like feeding people lots of free content. It just like generates addiction and dependency, and then it generates a lot of hostility when the free content doesn't continue to come. So basically how it is there's just some videos on my YouTube, and that's the introductory material, and there's some articles on my website, and beyond that it's basically you have to be able to put the money on the table to work with us beyond that. And if you are one of these people on the earth gifted with a lot of money, then you can consider working with me and my wife and trading out some of that excess of monetary abundance in exchange for an excess and a concentration of spiritual wisdom and life wisdom that I've picked up over 20-30 years on my own path. And then there's the capacity to make a very powerful, strong and mutually beneficial energy exchange. So I feel that's all I want to say for today. So for more information about these high fee mentoring offerings, do visit my website and contact me further if you have any more questions about that. Okay, free spirit out.